We decided to come out this morning to see the Minister of Health and the Permanent Secretary of Health. Incidentally, they are both a nurse and a doctor, because we are fed up of the working conditions that we've been going through the last few years. Yes, Maria and Erica kind of impacted on the situation, but I think it's long overdue that the problem should be resolved, or we should see more signs than just increasing a $20 allowance, increasing that to $40. Thank you. Repeat disbursement of uniform allowance because of Maria. Thank you. Repair of some health centers, a big thank you. But that's not enough, because there are several health centers now that are not repaired. This is under tarpaulin. This is operating in homes without the necessary facilities. The Marigot Health Center is now closed for a whole week. Patients are left without care because of mold infection. 3 nurses on sick leave because of mold infection. 2 nurses delivering primary health care from their vehicle because their health facility is compromised. It's been 5 years we're asking for upgrade of salary scale because our nurses are living in droves. We believe money is not all, but we believe an important factor they're living is for better wages abroad. There's a lot of victimization in the nursing service, and this is not going down well. It's diminishing the morale of nurses. Security is a big issue for us. Our casualty nurses are very sad and hurting, because when you have, whether it's a festive time or not, but once there are crowds, and without crowds too, people come. I don't think they're directly going to attack the nurses, especially if this is not a case of verbal violence. But a man takes a knife and is going to go after somebody who harmed him, but the nurse is caring for that person. A nurse could get stabbed. Nurses are be hiding on the desk, hiding behind fridge, running out. They are working in fear. This is not good. A concern I have to do the victimization, and I've noticed it a while, but it's the first time I'm speaking publicly about it. Nurses who are on the executive of the Dominica Nurses Association are victimized. There are 2 nurses who have acted in positions for a prolonged period with excellence. These nurses are not being appointed, and they're putting nurses in one instance. They put another nurse who doesn't meet the qualification for that position. You understand? Vickers Health Center, Portsmouth Health Center, and some other centers are still boarded up. Have some windows or doors that are boarded up because of Maria. Where's the ventilation? The psychiatric unit is being refurbished. Nurses and patients are exposed to dust every day. The nurses have to work with a mask. We're talking about health care. And we're working in less than positive practice environments. The WHO has endorsed a document or a campaign for positive practice environments, which was initiated by the International Council of Nurses, the World Medical Association, and quite a few other organizations. What does that mean? Quality workplace. Quality workplace means satisfied employees, adequate remuneration, professional pay for professional work, health and safety, work and life balance, fair treatment, upward mobility, fairness, mutual trust and respect. All these things lacking. Yes, and quality assurance. We are here, I'm here, I want better working environment, but in that we need quality assurance. When a nurse or a doctor or any health worker doesn't do their job well, the public suffers. We want that too. We are human. Put things in place so we'll have quality assurance. There's a quality assurance department, but it is understaffed. They cannot do their work. The Ministry of Health is not taking us seriously. We write, we talk, and they're ignoring us.
But what about the fixing of the hospital, though? Do you think that has a factor to do with it?
No, the hospital is a big project. They told us after Maria they decided to go to the drawing board, I don't know when work is going to be. I don't know if they're telling us the truth. I don't know when it's going to be ready. But certainly, because it is not completed, and you're working in all the sections with the pigeon mess and crowded areas, and termite on some old areas, moving to an. It is just a mess in the public, in the health sector. It's a mess. The minister and the peers, the government need to address it.
What about staffing though? I've noticed
Of course,
that
is yes. Many doctors as nurses are leaving. We're in March. 6 nurses have resigned so far this year. At the end of last year, I spoke about 18.
18 nurses.
Not 18, about 12. The year before is 17. And last year, similar number, about 1 to 2 a month living. And then we are bringing in Cuban nurses. You know what my colleagues are telling me? In addition to the English barrier, and our nurses have to be, while they are overstretched, they have to spend time
Communicating,
tutoring these nurses with their English. Some of them are good with it, but the majority are not so hot on the English. And so the local nurses have to be walking them through, tutoring them.
I've also heard that the Cuban doctors, well, based on patients, I've heard that the Cuban doctors are not really that correlating to the locals.
If the patients tell you that, it is true. I haven't spoken to any patient really who has received care. I've spoken to some of the nurses myself, and they have told me that they're not so hot on the English. So a nurse has to be, what you do with a student nurse, the local nurses have to be doing that. Look over their writing, their documentation, to see if it is correct. And today I'm learning from my nurses. Unfortunately, some of them have been dishonest. They're not. They're pretending to give care when they are not giving care.
Okay.
They too are feeling the stress. Imagine you are brought to another country. You don't know the language well. That is a problem for you.
Why are they bringing in the nurses?
Because of the question you just asked about the staff shortage. We are severely short.
And you're bringing in people that cannot speak proper English? I don't get it.
And right, exactly. I mean, you want. If we are so short, you can't go and just deliver nurses. You can manufacture them. So my best bet is that you go and recruit them from outside. But I want about English-speaking nurses. And now we have. I understand some of them are better than others, but for the most part, our local nurses are the ones kind of tutoring them. They must write on. Document in English, they can't document in Spanish, so somebody has to help them. It's putting a strain on our nurses, and it's putting these nurses at risk. It's putting the Cuban nurses at risk.
And the patients as well, because if the nurses don't understand them.
Certainly, so everybody is at risk. This is not fair to Dominica. This is not fair. We've been complaining. It's over 10 years we're asking for upgrade of our salary scale. I believe it is true, money is not all. Money is not all, but I believe some nurses, they would take the grind rather than to go in another man's country if their pay were better. Can you believe when young nurses go to the bank for a loan, you know what the bank is telling them? Get married because your salary alone cannot give you a loan. We're talking professionals. We're talking professionals who have gone to school for 3 years and 4 years, as in the case of the nurses who graduated with a bachelor's in nursing. 4 years. You understand that? The chief of police talking about equity, the chief of police, the chief of fire, I think chief of prison. These people, when they enter, and I'm not saying their money is too much, but I'm saying our chief nurse salary is the least, and nursing you come in after 3 to 4 years of training. Police and fire and prison, how much training they get before they come in?
Not as long, yeah.
Exactly. My colleagues, I'm not saying that to put you down in any way. You deserve your salary. I'm saying that to say our nurses, because of our training, we deserve professional pay for professional work. To correct you, the doctors have not been fired.
They let you.
They retired, and they were hopeful for a contract, which is a tradition. A tradition. When people retire, they still have a lot to give, and especially if their skill is a scarce skill.
Yeah.
I can understand that you take them back. What I have to say on that, it is an injustice to them. I'm going to give you an example, and it is a fact. The Secretary to the Public Service Commission, it's my understanding and it's a fact, upon retirement was given a contract the very next week following her retirement. Her skill is not a scarce skill. The skills of that position is not a scarce skill. And that person was given a contract immediately. So the person retired on Friday and coming in a contract job on Monday. And Dr. Shillingford and Dr. Pascal are waiting for responses. Those are scarce skills. And we are
Was that person foreign?
Denying. No, it's a local.
Okay.
It's a local. And it's just not fair.
Like we mentioned earlier about speaking the English language better. So we have somebody replacing Dr. Irvin with a Cuban. I think it's a Cuban that's replacing him. So what are your thoughts on that in itself?
Well, the man is it's a professional. I mean, personally, as another professional, I respect him, and if he has a contribution, he can make fine. But what I would focus on is the injustice, not only to Dr. Pascal, but to the Dominican people, to deny them their local consultant, to continue giving them care.
And persons have been giving them that thumbs up that they've been doing good. So why not renew their contract? That's what I'm thinking. But.
Exactly. It's all about victimization. It's all about victimization. Every time people criticize this system, but why not? If you are within, you're the best person to criticize.
Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on within the
exactly.
organization? Exactly my point. So that's okay.
Yeah. Any last words? Any last thoughts?
Well, we're going to continue. First of all, we're waiting the PSU to give us a date for all health sectors, all health workers, because this is a problem not just for nurses. But as for Dominican Nurses Association, tomorrow we're going on the Rolls roundabout outside the hospital because we want answers and we want it now. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks a lot. What's your name?
Rosie Felix, President, Dominican Nurses Association.